Welcome to the No Hangover podcast.
You can check us out on all our platforms: Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Google Play, Anchor, YouTube, Spotify, now with video, our social media platforms, Instagram at No Hangover Podcast, and TikTok _hangover. Enjoy.
So we were talking about that, we were talking Power Rangers. Tommy died.
Yeah, he did. R.I.P.
R.I.P. to Tommy. This is recording. So
He was the Green and the White Ranger.
yeah, I more liked him as the White Ranger in the movie.
In the movie with Ivan Hughes. Bro, that movie was the fucking shit. That was my shit. I had that shit
tell
on
Jordan.
replay. I had that shit.
Jordan
I still have the VHS to that shit.
This goes perfectly into
transition
conversation.
into what we
Yeah.
were talking about. So we were talking about, R.I.P. to Tommy, like we said.
The Green Ranger.
And I was like, yeah, the VHS, I burned that shit down. I watched that VHS,
couldn't be rewinded again.
yeah, I
Till
think
the
I
wheels-
broke it and went
till
and
the-
bought another
Until the
copy.
wheels fell off.
Yeah, and
Sure was wild.
I just love that movie, legitimately.
Bro, that movie is a great movie. I don't give a fuck.
I
what
think it's
anybody
incredible.
says.
I'll watch it with my kids. 100%. I'll watch that movie with
Bro,
my
if
kids.
you got to find a VHS. Shit.
Well, we don't, because the streaming era has.
That's what we were talking about. We lived through
the VHS and DVD era. We saw them kind of come out. VHS had been around, but
VHS was there
DVD
before us.
was the shit.
But
It's like, what the
DVDs,
fuck?
hey, we were there for the
birth.
creation and death of DVDs.
Yeah, dog.
Wild.
Bro, DVD is obsolete now.
Well,
What
and
the fuck
CDs.
is that?
Wild.
What the fuck is
So we were
that?
talking about streaming era, and Jordan posed the question. He was like, "What's next?" And I was like, "I don't think you can. You can get better streaming, but I don't think you can get
We're gonna stream it to our heads.
past nothing.
Sound waves and fucking.
You're just gonna
radio
think
waves.
it, and it's
Yeah.
gonna be there.
I mean,
Concert.
the Neuralink and shit like that. People are already coming up.
But
with
that's just
concepts.
streaming. That's just a different version of streaming.
Damn,
But you brought
bro.
up the point.
That shit is
what
fucking.
it's like, what becomes real?
Nothing's real, dog. Shit's not real right now. This is the simulation.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
We're about to
I
reach
saw
the peak of
I
that
saw
simulation.
Neil Tyson fucking have this conversation. Have you heard this? That Neil Tyson now thinks that we live in a simulation.
I had on what was it
Or
on?
just now?
Was
On
it
his
like-
podcast with
Now
what's his
he's-
name? What's the guy's name? He's from stuff.
Bill Nye.
He's an actor.
Bill,
he's
Bill,
an actor. He has a
Bill,
podcast
Bill.
with an actor.
Yeah, but he's a really smart dude as well. But he just obviously not as smart as Neil Tyson. Very few people are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring it up.
Interesting. But yeah, that is crazy to think about in this time when you're searching. DVDs, how they just came out of nowhere. It was like all fun and games, VHS. You'd have to rewind those things.
Chuck Nice.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I think that's him.
I watched a funny-ass video of Chuck Norris, actually.
Google Chuck Nice. You'll know his face immediately.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he a comedian?
Is he? I thought
Yeah,
he was.
American comedian. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he was an actor. But
I mean, he's been in movies before, but
that guy. So he was
Wow.
he was talking about we live in a simulation. We talk about think about a video game. We create a world and stuff like that. And
My player. Yeah.
shit advances.
and you don't actually have to create a universe. You just have to create a universe that a character can live in. So you don't have to actually create the world. You just have to create the world that we live on and stuff like that. And he was like, what if that's our version of a simulation? It's think about Minecraft. You just go on for more, and then the game builds itself as you go further and destroys what's been behind it.
Oh man,
Crazy concept.
bro. Yeah, we're in that shit, no doubt.
Just think about humans and our evolution.
The Sims, bro. I used to play that shit growing up.
But The Sims is third party.
Yeah.
You back out, you go to different parts and then build.
Yeah.
Minecraft is you can literally walk forever in that game, and it's just gonna create more and more world.
I never played Minecraft like that.
It's pretty cool. It's open sandbox
Yeah.
build.
Fucking
You're free.
People live whole lives on there. Wow.
for real.
Spending hours upon hours upon hours.
I can't do that. At a certain point, you gotta go outside, even if this shit is a simulation and we're the people.
This part of our
It's a fun
fucking-
simulation.
Even if we're the people in Minecraft,
Yeah.
I can't live a simulation inside of a simulation.
Never
I
see the light of
refuse.
day.
That being said, when NCAA 24 comes
Oh
out,
my god!
don't talk to me for a week.
I can't wait. It comes out next year?
July of next year.
Man,
Herbstreit talked about it. He was like, I'll do it for free. I'll voice the game for free.
the thing is, though, is that I've been seeing some things that they're questioning about the transfer portal and shit like that. Which why would they not put that in there?
No, it's in there. They've confirmed it.
Okay.
EA's doing transfer portal, but the one that they've gone back and forth is the NIL thing.
Which that I could see is a little bit more tricky because there's not really regulation on it in the real world. So like,
Yeah, how are you going to be like?
how are you going to put caps on it in the game when there's no cap in real life
Yeah.
and there's really no guideline to go off? That transfer portal is just free agency.
You know what I've
essentially.
thought about? Sorry, Jacob, this is not for you because I don't think you're an NCAA football
bro.
kind of guy.
Which this season,
It's kind of up in the air.
it's like interesting, but not at the same time. But anyways,
When when the transfer portal opens, like there's like dead periods and stuff in recruiting in college. Like there's certain times where you can't talk to people, and there's certain like, NBA free agency things like you can't talk to a player early and stuff like that. Like how, like if you can talk to a player to get him in the transfer portal, and like, oh, you got caught, or like there's consequences.
I don't think they'll do it. They won't go that fucking.
Like you have the choice, like slightly break the rules, or
I mean, they should though, because motherfuckers be
Giving
breaking
you the
rules all
options.
the
yeah,
time.
like that would be, like you would run the risk, like
Yeah. That's they should. That would be actually pretty fun. But I mean, they do.
I'm on
They do it in
probation.
They do it in my player though. For like, you can either be an asshole and it might lose you followers, or you can give the politically correct answer. And,
Yeah.
Well, I just want to go out there and win, and then the fucking people like that. Media likes you. You get media points and shit.
I would love to see that.
They could probably do that with Road to Glory if they put that in, something like that.
If you can enter the transfer portal as a player,
Yeah.
and then just take cash from a school.
Bro. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I've been watching. There's this guy on YouTube, but I see his videos on Instagram that he like plays out through seasons. and
Bordeaux, I watch him as well.
shit. Is that his name? I don't.
He doesn't. I don't think he shows his face too much, but
No, he just talks the
he's
most
a 5'5" white guy
Yes,
receiver.
yes.
I finished my time at Michigan State.
He creates his fucking storylines and just narrates, and it's like, this is fucking great. This all makes sense.
But after reading my draft report, I knew I had to come back
Yeah.
for one more year.
His fucking high school quarterback and
When he was Deion Sanders, that was my favorite one. He was
Fuck, I haven't seen that one. I just like started watching them like a week ago,
Yeah.
so I'm catching up.
Yeah.
But that shit is fucking. Because that's what you would do when I would play fucking Dynasty or
Yeah,
Road
you
to
make your
Glory.
own in your
Fuck
head.
Yeah, you make your own storylines.
It's one of the best games ever. Like the concept of NCAA is just better than Madden.
It is.
I'd
It
more
is.
fun playing NCAA.
Like
Well, because like, and there's also like, it really does give that college feel of like the different offenses that you're running.
you see like triple option offenses and shit like that, and
in the NFL, like there's only so much you can do and get away with and be consistent with.
there's no
Because-
gimmicks in the NFL.
No, because everyone's fucking the shit. Everyone's fucking great.
There's no like take advantage of the two guys on defense that are
Yeah,
ass.
yeah.
or the
Like
I mean,
it's
the
not like
most they
it's
have
not
is
like
like a
in
rookie.
college.
that's the only thing they have, a rookie or like a newly signed free agent.
And
But
Sauce might be the best.
But even
player
then,
in
like
the
I mean,
NFL.
they're all NFL players. Like you might have
You might get them once.
an Alabama
It's not
or
like you're
Georgia
gonna-
that has like both sides, 8 NFL players that are playing another fucking team that might not even have one NFL player. They might have one NFL prospect on there,
yeah.
Very true.
and you don't have that discrepancy in the NFL. All of them are NFL players. Even the fucking third stringers are fucking.
Yeah, that's what I always when people are like Alabama could beat the Browns. I'm like, you know how many NFL players are on Alabama's roster? Like a good 20 to 30.
Yeah.
You know how many are on the Cleveland Browns?
52.
All 53 of them. All of them.
They all are in the NFL. Fucking
Stronger than strong.
damn the NFL motherfucking hell.
Grown man
The
strong.
league.
Going off NFL talk, your birds almost scared y'all today.
Bro, your Bills. I try to tell you.
Colts are good.
The Browns.
They beat the Chiefs.
That doesn't matter.
Anybody can beat anybody. in the
They
NFL.
can, but the
True.
thing is, that was my whole thing why I wasn't sold on Jalen Hurts yet. Why we've been playing well, obviously, but like I wasn't sold on it yet because now they have 8 games of film. They're not really surprising anybody. Teams are gonna start game planning against Jalen Hurts, and they're gonna make him throw. They're gonna try and put the game on his shoulders, and that's what the Colts were doing a lot of the game. And until he can prove that he can carry the game with his arm, I'm not like he can win us games and it's fine, but like he is not the quarterback to win us a Super Bowl and take us to that point.
I think he can win a Super Bowl. He won with his legs today.
That he did, but again, it's the Colts, and again, I'm not trying to be fucking pessimistic, but we have a last place schedule. Like, who the Packers? I'm at this point. I think we can beat.
If we beat Dallas again,
think-
if we sweep Dallas, we already split Washington. If we can sweep the Giants, I'll feel way better about
the
it.
Giants. I feel like are our real competition. I think
They lost to Detroit today.
Yeah, they lost today.
they did, but
Detroit's scrappy, 4-6. Like they're like every game.
and they
is
have
close.
talent too. They do have talent on that team.
Yeah,
Their defense is shitty, but give it another year or two.
They're
and they'll
young.
have-
They've
yeah,
been trying.
Yeah,
Like you said, NFL players.
but
that's why the NFL is so. The obviously I like college. Maybe not obviously. I like college a little bit better than NFL probably, but the NFL parity, like you can just be ass 1 year and then 5 years later you're the best team in football.
Yeah.
And look at the Bills. Look at the Chiefs.
We weren't always that good.
the Bills almost fucking shitted away today too. I was telling you, watch out. You were thinking that they were going to run over the Browns, and
The Browns are scrappy.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have a good team too. But
Well, I can't really
Deshaun's back this week or next
I
week?
can't really
the
talk
first
shit
week of
because
December, I think he's
fucking-
allowed to practice with
He
them.
practiced.
Now. Yeah,
He already got cleared to practice.
but his first game's the first week of December.
we got a good old 3 losses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Which-
that one seed's just out of the and that's the part that you really wanted.
who's
Chiefs.
they have 2 losses.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they lose one more, the Bills have the tiebreaker against them.
Yeah, but the Bills aren't even first in their division, so they can't be the ones.
Who Miami?
Miami has 2 losses too.
Ridiculous.
Miami.
Yeah, okay.
All I'm saying is,
I just can't buy the Tua thing.
hey, he's doing what he did in college. He's got a lot of talent around him, and he's just
He has
spreading
the
ball.
same talent. He has Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, and I'm not trying to say that he's going to be to that level, but Drew Brees made a career out of that. I mean, it's not like he had the strongest arm. He just, could distribute
Timing
the
and
ball.
anticipation was
Yeah.
a lot better for Drew Brees, I feel like.
For sure, but I mean, in the beginning of his career, the Chargers drafted Phillip Rivers to kind of replace him. There's still questions about him, and that was him 4 years in the league, almost 5 years in the league,
He got drafted.
and he hurt his shoulder too.
He got drafted in 2000 after the Rose Bowl when Purdue won.
So I mean,
The Dolphins have 3 losses.
They lost today? Oh, they lost Thursday, didn't they? No, Packers lost Thursday.
yeah, they lost to the Titans.
Dolphins lost today?
Titans sneaky, fucking just being good again, just racking up wins, and they're just under the radar. I think it's because Tannehill, and I don't really think that he's, the guy to take them there. But they rack up wins
they're
every
7
year.
and 3, so
Mike Vrabel's doing his thing. They rack up wins.
damn near.
They're
The
well coached.
The Chiefs have 3 losses.
Chiefs have 2.
Bills and Colts.
Bills and Colts both have.
No, I'm saying they lost to the Bills and Colts.
Yeah. Mhm.
They didn't lose to anybody else? Wow.
They're 7 and 2.
The fucking
They're the best team in football.
The
Fuck,
Vikings-
fuck what you heard.
the Vikings
Who, the
got
Chiefs?
fucking
Yeah,
mollywopped
they're
today.
unreal, man.
What was the final score of
We-
the Vikings Cowboys game?
Like 34.
Yeah,
they got fucked up.
Yeah,
they
they
got
got shit
it was
on.
like 3.
Minnesota got fucked up?
Yeah, the Vikings.
Yeah, they got
lost.
shitted on.
Well, they're not real.
The last time I saw the score, it was like 23-3.
Yeah, well, I've known the
Last time I
Vikings.
saw it was
But
like 30 something.
Justin Jefferson is that guy.
I was early on the Jay Jettis train.
You were on both of them. On Jamar, too. When is he? He comes back soon, too, doesn't he? Because he's
No,
been hurt.
he's out for a while.
Oh, shit. I thought it was only going to be for a month.
It's like 4 to 6 weeks.
So he's got probably 2 more weeks. They'll probably just take it easy with him. Who plays tonight?
No, no.
I think the Chiefs.
Yeah,
But
Chiefs haven't played today, so
I think
at
it's-
least I
think
didn't
it's
see
the-
them.
I think it's the Chiefs.
They might be on a bye
Chargers.
Oh, is it Herbert and
Herbie.
I wanna say
Yep,
they
it
might-
is
fully
Chargers
loaded.
Chiefs at 8:20.
Boom.
I hate how the Chargers
Knew
are
it.
just constantly
Knew
fucking
it.
disappointing.
Speaking of,
Like,
the Jets are gonna jet. Did you see the
How-
ending to that game?
How
today?
bad they sucked.
How
today?
bad they can take a loss. 6-6. 14 seconds left. 25 seconds
I thought it
left.
was 3. It was,
was
3
it?
to
It
3.
was a punt return,
Punt
right?
return.
Yes. I was like, damn.
Maybe just punted out of bounds.
Yeah,
There
but
was
I
a block in the
mean,
back though, but didn't get called. So
But it was at the
Game
4-yard
over.
line. They would have kicked the field goal and won anyway.
damn. Yeah, I was just watching Red Zone all day. I didn't watch any specific game because we didn't get the Eagles game.
I watched
over
the
here.
Eagles game.
yeah, the fucking we played in Detroit, but we couldn't get the Bills and Browns
Detroit.
game.
No, but they did have. I mean, they had the Patriots Jets on, and they had.
Yeah, America's.
Cowboys and Vikings.
Yeah,
That was later in the day.
America's
Well,
game of the week
Who was the first game they had?
I forget who else, but
No, you had the Eagles game on, right?
No, it was Fuck, what game was I watching? I completely forgot right now.
nice. Brain fart. Brain fart.
It was Detroit and the Giants. That game
San
was on.
Francisco. I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
I kind of
that's
want
what it
them to win a Super Bowl.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Fran. Fuck San Fran. How about that?
I like Fred Warner. I like.
To all you people in San Francisco.
I know you're
No
kind
offense
of
to you.
a Jimmy G.
A
kinda,
realist.
Debbie Downer, but I like Jimmy G. I think he need. I
What-
want him to win a ring.
What is Jimmy G ceiling? We saw.
I'm not saying
we
it's-
saw it.
I'm not, but he
4
can
years
take
ago.
you to a Super Bowl. He can.
He can get you to a Super Bowl, and their defense can get you up by 2 scores. And with the game on the line, to throw a play to win the Super Bowl, he missed.
Yeah, well,
Did that or did that not happen?
it did, but that doesn't mean he's a bad player.
When did I say he
Well,
was?
I'm not.
Doesn't make
I'm
him
just
much.
saying.
It doesn't make him a franchise quarterback.
Well, he's come up for them every time they needed him.
Not every time
No.
they needed
He
him.
just gave you the example where he did.
The biggest time they needed him.
Yeah, but you can blame the defense on that too because they were up by 2 scores. They let good old
Ooh.
Patty.
Pat Mahomes.
They let good old Patty. fucking
they
do
held
what he-
Pat Mahomes to 24 points. I mean, I know they scored the last touchdown at the end, but
I don't know. I would like to see them win a ring.
if you told me we're going to hold Pat Mahomes to 10 points going into the 6 minutes to go in the fourth, I'd have taken that.
I mean, because
I don't like my.
I
chances.
think we can all agree that the Chiefs are a shoo-in for the Super Bowl on the AFC.
I don't know if a shoe-in. I just think they're the best
Calm
team in
yourself.
football. I think that they're like
Calm
Bro, we're
yourself.
seeing what the Bills are doing. Josh Allen, and although it is just a little 3-game, they won today, but like he is kind of
he's got a hurt elbow though. They need that bye week quickly if they haven't had it yet.
We've already had our bye.
Oh.
like it's not like I don't know if they're going to be able to sustain that, and they don't really have a running game still. They don't really.
And you
supply
got to
them.
go to
Kenzie's pretty good.
you got to go to Arrowhead and beat them twice. Like
That ain't happening.
Good
where do you-
luck.
where do you beat them in Arrowhead?
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but you got to go do it again. At this point, if the playoffs start right now, you have to do that again, and I don't think that's
Well,
happening twice
Good
in
thing
one
they don't
season.
start right now. And
Okay,
sure it
well,
can.
pull up the Chiefs' rest of their schedule and see who they have,
Okay.
and then we'll pull up the Bills.
You got the Bills?
Yeah, I already know.
I
who
think
we got.
I'm pretty sure that
We got the Lions next week. We have the Patriots, the Jets.
None of those are guaranteed wins.
Okay.
Detroit is the closest
yeah.
one.
Who
The
else?
Patriots and the Jets, then Miami, then the Bears, then
The Bears.
the Bengals, then the Patriots again.
That's a pretty tough schedule.
All right, here we go.
Nah.
Chiefs have Chargers tonight. Good division game. You never
Yeah.
know. Rams, they're a corpse right
They'll
now.
probably fucking shit on them.
Bengals,
That's a toss up.
Broncos, ass.
Yeah.
Texans, come on.
Yeah,
Seahawks, cool story with Geno, but
they'll make it interesting.
yeah. Broncos again, trash. Raiders, they'll be looking for a new head coach by that point.
That is a more favorable schedule. I think there's more losses in that
They
schedule.
get the
than-
Broncos twice, the Houston Texans, and the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
like that's
like-
5 guaranteed
I got
wins
the
almost.
And-
Patriots twice.
Oh, okay, you have
Pa-
Bill
The
Belichick
Patriots
twice.
are not bad.
We got them. We got them.
You're gonna lose one of those games.
You never sweep
You're
the
gonna
Patriots.
lose one of those games.
I'm going to do it. You're going to do it.
McCorkle will be balling by that point.
Oracle,
Mark Oracle can suck
fucking
it.
Miami might fuck around and beat you guys again.
Nah.
Might? No, it's in Buffalo.
That first game though was really good this season.
But
That
it was
a
104
yeah,
degrees.
that was a really good game though.
Got us. It caught us off guard.
And Tua was concussed.
He was. He got fucked up.
That was an amazing. Yeah.
That was the wobbly one. That wasn't the finger one.
That
right?
was the wobbly one.
Damn, yeah. He
Weeble
got
wobble into the back.
he was fucking
And they came back and was like, yeah, he had a back injury.
What?
spinal. That shit
He
was
broke my back. So when he got hit, I'm not going to lie, because we were here when he got hit. I remember I was
Yeah.
watching it on my phone, and the Bengals game, I was like, I think Tua just died.
That's when we had like fucking all like 5 screens up there.
No. It was the hurricane. It
the
was the
next-
night of the hurricane.
Talking about the next.
Yeah. The first time is when we had all the screens up.
Yeah.
Is when he got wobbly. The one where I was watching on my phone during the
Heartbreaking.
hurricane
Yeah.
Had all the screens and
is when he was laying
That
on
team
his
was-
back and throwing up gang signs.
Yeah, he was.
And I was like,
oh shit.
this is bad,
Ooh,
guys.
shit. Yeah. That
it's
was,
up, fucking goes right back down. You're like, oof. He's not.
No, he didn't get up from the Bengals
the
one.
Bengals. That was
He got
Thursday.
carted
That was
off.
Thursday
Oh,
night
that's
too.
right,
So
that's
that
right.
was everyone saw that shit. Yeah. Prime time.
on Amazon Prime.
Missed a week, was back.
He missed like three games.
Yeah, Teddy played a couple games there.
They lost to the Jets while he was gone.
That's the thing though. They have a deep team. They have like outside of Tua, like they have a deep roster. So they have the roster to go to a Super Bowl, and I think so. I mean,
yeah, they got a good roster. They have a very good roster in Miami.
and again, playoffs. We've seen that the Chiefs are going to make a run, but
I'm still
beat.
going with my pony.
They can be beat, as you should. Be a diehard loyal fan.
Yeah.
You shouldn't give up. But again, I think it's more. I think the NFC is a little bit more open than the AFC.
I don't even know who the best team in the NFC is.
Yeah, that's what.
Technically it's the Eagles, but
I don't. They have a.
Are we?
They have a formula. If you get them out of that formula, it makes it difficult. And once they start playing playoff teams and playoff defenses, then it's
people who have game plans specifically for them for the whole week.
Because
Nick Wright made me laugh when he was like, I can see it now. He's like, Brady has a round 1 game against Daniel Jones. Then he wins and goes into Seattle. Because the way the bracket would be right now, it was like going against Geno Smith. And then an NFC Championship game against Jalen Hurts. He was like, I can see it now. Tom Brady's going to walk away holding his 8th ring.
Yeah, because I forget what podcast I was listening
I do not see that, though. That'd be insane.
Like,
would it be insane to see Tom Brady
not
win
at all.
a Super
He's
Bowl?
2-0 since the split. They've been winning, but that during the season, that teams like game plan like 2-3 weeks in advance for different teams. Like in the playoffs, it's your attention is on that one.
You have a full week to prepare for just that team.
Yeah, and again, I don't think Jalen Hurts has the arm talent to take us to that point. Unless we just start running the shit out of the ball and our own line just starts fucking
mauling people.
Yeah, like really just in their zone, then.
But that could happen.
It could, and that's what I hope for.
But that's how we won. Our only Super Bowl.
That's the formula. But Nick Foles is a better quarterback talent wise.
No,
a better quarterback.
No,
a better quarterback.
No.
Yes.
No.
A better thrower of the football.
That's not a better quarterback.
All right, he's a better thrower of the football than Jalen Hurts.
We don't know that.
We do know that.
Some
of those throws that Nick Foles was making,
they were touched by God. Some of them.
Okay,
and that doesn't mean Jalen Hurts. He was throwing up a lot of prayers too.
Jalen Hurts will never throw a football like that.
He just threw it high.
Bro.
And they gave Alshon a chance to go fucking get it.
Touch God's finger on the way up.
Yeah.
At the peak and then.
That way.
That was, he went on a fucking run. I don't know.
More Alshon than anybody.
I don't fucking know.
Surely.
He didn't do it in Alabama. He did it in Oklahoma, but that is a quarterback friendly offense. If I've ever seen one, like any quarterback that plays there is good. For the most part.
I don't transfer well to Kyler, I guess.
Kyler went to Texas Tech originally.
No, he didn't. He went to Texas A&M originally.
That's what I meant, not Texas Tech.
But he only went there for a year, and then Kevin Sumlin got fired. He's a Lincoln Riley product, Kyler, 100%.
But he's translated to the NFL though.
Yeah, but I'm saying but for college purposes.
Yeah,
like he is a Lincoln Riley guy. Baker's a Lincoln Riley guy.
Didn't transfer.
Jalen Hurts
is not a Lincoln Riley guy. He's a Brian Dable guy.
No, Lincoln Riley, that was his last year before.
Last year, but I'm saying, but like he learned more under Brian Dable. And I would trust that Brian Dable develops quarterbacks pretty well.
Yeah, he does. USC, I kind of want them to win the national title.
They're not going to.
Who is Georgia?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
what it's looking like.
That shit's all cute until you fucking like Tennessee was having a lot of fun scoring a lot of points, and then Georgia came in and was like, "All right, that's over.
Stop it right now."
When you can get pressure with those front four guys,
yeah, you can drop everybody else, and then that does
it's hard to move the ball.
The Tennessee quarterback towards ACL.
Yeah, it was ugly.
I didn't see it. I just
non-contact.
Yeah. In the backfield.
That's probably
saw that shit.
I mean, that's probably gonna fuck up his.
It was like Dennis Dixon. Remember when he tore his
the
Oregon quarterback?
Yeah.
It was like that.
That's probably gonna fuck up his draft a little bit, though. He might drop
to
Probably.
I don't think Hendon Hooker was ever going to be a
people.
high.
No, there was at one point at the peak of Tennessee this year. There was people saying he was a top 5
He's
quarterback.
25.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
him
Joe
in-
Burrow was old.
They were
Yeah.
putting him in fucking top fucking Heisman.
top 5.
Oh, Heisman
No,
for
I'm
sure.
talking about QB
I know, but
prospect for the
I'm
NFL.
Oh yeah. Well, people still think Anthony Richardson's going in the first round somehow.
I think he needs to stay his ass in college. Don't even think about the NFL. You're making money.
Man lost to Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Let's next topic. That was fucking.
That was rough.
I don't get it. Like they are so fucking. Which, the receiving core isn't that great this year, but for the talent they have, they shouldn't be so inconsistent.
Shit happens.
And it's not like
You gotta. It's one of two things. One, the head coach isn't that good, which I think that's unfair to say this early. Two, you've got to get all the Dan Mullen.
and that's what I was just
Out of the
about to
roster.
say. Yeah. And that's what I was just about to say. That it might just
Dan
be,
Mullen
It
created.
might be spillover from the last couple of years, and this is his first year. So
Dan Mullen created a culture where he was like, "Oh, we're not playing for an SEC championship. We're not playing for a national title." Like as soon as those goals went out the window, the teams just quit. Remember that Kyle Trask year
Right,
where
nothing else to do.
where it was great and they almost
Yeah.
beat Bama? As
Yeah.
soon as that game was over, it was like, what is this team? They got blasted by Michigan in the fucking bowl game.
yeah, they did.
It was
Tragic.
tough to watch.
Well, swinging off football because we've talked about football for a fat minute now.
Football is
Yeah, we can move
fucking
on.
shit.
Football.
I love football.
Some UFC news.
There's been fucking like 3 or 4 different new champions since the last time we recorded.
There's gonna be a new one soon.
Who?
That Alex guy is losing to the first wrestler he sees.
Oh no! Stop it!
Volk.
No.
No.
Oh, Alex Pereira.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think no.
Well, I think I'm guessing.
First wrestler he sees, he's getting
Yeah.
destroyed.
No.
Izzy almost had him tapped.
I think first anyone he sees, he's getting destroyed. His very next fight, he's getting fired.
Yeah, it's just a styles thing. I think he just matches up better with Izzy.
Yeah.
Well, let's see if he goes into if he's that good.
I don't.
Well, the
think
thing
he
is that like if he can go into this training camp and like work on that, and I
Grappling
think he
doesn't
had-
matter. He could spend 6 months. It's not gonna.
if you're
matter.
not a wrestler, you can't get better at that.
Sure, you can.
You
It's not
can.
even a. It's not even a.
But he's not
fact
gonna
of
be
getting
as
better.
well-trained
It's
as
more
them.
of-
Like they're all. If you go up against a real wrestler in
Yeah.
there,
But it's more of being able to defend it and keeping yourself up and keeping who because if
Couldn't
he's able
defend
to
it from
is he-
Izzy.
Oh, but that was his. That was the first time he's fought like that. I mean, a real fight like that was his.
well,
first
his,
real fight in the
he's
UFC.
2-1.
Who
Prayer in.
4-1.
Oh, okay. Was he 3-1 before the
Yeah.
fight? But like he had
His record,
in UFC.
his
in
MMA,
His MMA record.
is 6-1 or 5-1.
All right.
well, whatever. But he has a loss
Yeah.
because
He
you
probably
can
got
just wrestle him.
he got submitted.
Yeah.
Actually, that was his one loss. He got submitted.
Well, I have more faith in him than
Well,
you guys.
I think this
I don't
is
even
kind
like
of
this guy.
this is a
Fuck this guy.
matchup nightmare for Izzy. And
I feel like all the memes are fucking hilarious. So there's one that said Izzy retires and takes up golf. Alex Pereira. They have a fucking guy in like a golf uniform and they photoshopped Alex Pereira's face on the
Izzy
shit.
though, he's really like, nah, I don't care if I'm 60. I'm gonna pull up to this guy's hut, bang on his tin door, and
I think
still
Izzy,
fight him.
I think Izzy's gonna fight him. Izzy's not scared of him though.
No.
Is the thing.
Yeah, Izzy's
Yeah,
not scared to
they're gonna
fight
rematch.
anyone.
They're gonna rematch, and I've
That's
been,
the smartest
And then I
thing
think
for the UFC.
And then Izzy gets his belt back, and
And then they do a
fight
trilogy.
one more.
That's
And
the
then
smartest
what
thing
if he
for the
doesn't
UFC.
get his belt back?
Well, then
Well,
then you put Alex against anybody else, and
then he loses the belt, and then
Izzy goes
gets
and
his
beats that
belt.
guy.
Izzy gets the belt back, and then Alex Ferrer comes back.
Yeah, and then the
It's just
trilogy
gonna be a
is
never-ending cycle of.
Yes,
yeah, it's Peter Griffin and the chicken.
basically.
Oh shit, that's funny. Your boy Charles.
Charles lost his belt too.
Yeah, he
That
got
was
fucked. He
sad.
got manhandled.
He got manhandled. He got caught.
He got manhandled.
You got beat. You got beat pretty soundly in that round.
Yeah, it wasn't.
He got caught.
I think he won both rounds. Like,
Islam had a great game plan.
yeah, fucking.
Don't let him breathe when he's on the ground.
Yeah.
That's how he beat him.
Well, he fucked up by going to when he
And-
invited him to the ground. It was
No,
like
that wasn't a
And
fuck up.
Islam
He's
seemed like
perfectly
he
fine
had
though.
better hands and was a step
Yeah, he
quicker.
caught him
than-
one time. That was pretty much all the fight was.
Which
He
kind
caught
of
him, Charles dropped back like he usually does when he gets a little rocked.
Bad idea.
And
That's
then
what I'm
instead
saying.
do
Like
that.
that's he would pick the wrong guy to do that against.
Nah, but that's
'Cause it
part of
works-
his jiu-jitsu.
But
That's
it
what he
works
does.
against guys that like Justin Gaethje, like Michael Chandler, like
Well,
Dustin
none of them went
Poirier.
to the ground with
But
him.
I don't-
Strikers.
Yeah, I don't feel like, and maybe
Justin
this is
Gaethje can
just
wrestle.
Yeah, he's our deacon wrestles ass off.
maybe
Actually.
this is just you
But
know
he doesn't in the UFC at all, which is wild to me.
Weird that you're a national champ wrestler that's just like I throw.
fuck
hands.
it.
I throw
Michael
hands.
Chandler the same. Like
Oh, he is a national champ too,
Yeah.
isn't he?
he
But
doesn't
I'm
fucking
thinking that
wrestle
maybe
all
that
often.
like they're Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier aren't
Has a
as
black belt in
good.
jiu-jitsu.
Like maybe Charles Oliveira was just better, like
he was.
better than them, but
Better and hotter. at
It's-
the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
and
it's-
but it was just
it's one of
kinda
those
like
things. It's gotta
the
be your
name-
night.
The name brand and the name power of those names is greater than what their talent actually is. Maybe.
Maybe for some of them. I think they're really good.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
think
for sure.
they're
but
all those are all 3 of the top 5 fighters.
But that class is looking for a star, so they were gonna always put those guys up
Yeah.
quicker than maybe they deserve it.
well, they've all
Dustin Poirier,
accomplished.
I mean, the only one
Michael
that I feel
Chandler
like-
was
Michael
like
Chandler,
the
yeah.
quickest,
Yeah.
but he was a Bellator champion for years. So,
So he
When
came
does
in
kinda
with-
made
UFC ever
sense.
given a fuck about Bellator?
they
champs?
don't. But I'm just saying the level of competition. Like he was fighting some UFC guys
Yeah,
that were coming right out from UFC going to Bellator. He was beating them. So they're like, "Fuck it, you're good enough."
Yeah, they
Come
did
on.
kind
they
of
gave him
fast
one
track him.
fight, and then he got a championship fight.
Dan Hooker, Michael. Then he fought Charles for the belt,
For the belt.
the vacant belt.
And then
Nothing.
he fought Tony after that.
Then he fought Justin,
Oh, that's true. And then
lost to
he fought,
Justin.
and then he fought
Then he
Tony.
fought Tony, won that.
Beat his ass, yeah.
Then he just lost.
Gave him some toe jams.
So he's
He's 2-3 in the UFC.
2-3.
2-3.
Ooh.
He's lost to Charles, Justin, and Dustin. Jesus Christ, Justin and Dustin Poirier.
Yeah, he is exciting to watch. Though.
So he's just fourth or fifth best in his class. Like he's still probably really good. He's just
I mean, not
I wanna
even
see,
fourth or fifth because I mean
Your boy
Benel-
might fight fucking.
Darnouche is probably. They should put him in Oliveira.
They're not gonna do that. They'll give Darnouche to.
they'll give Michael Chandler and Dariush.
They're gonna give Charles a break, and then
It guaranteed that's what happens.
whoever what?
Chandler and Dariush.
I think Darnouche.
No,
will
it's
fucking,
gonna be Poirier and Darnouche,
Ooh.
That's actually.
and then they're gonna wait for the
But I still-
Alex
For number one contender?
Alex. The Alex Islam fight is gonna be whoever wins that. They're rematching Charles or fighting Charles. They're gonna give Charles a rematch for his belt.
They're gonna let.
but they're gonna
Charles
make
rematch
Darnouche.
without a fight.
Yeah.
Boo.
He beat the whole top
Yeah,
five.
yeah. You
like,
go
He
through
hasn't
everybody.
He hasn't beat Darnouche.
Darnouche wasn't in the top 5
Yeah, but
yet.
Dariush isn't the number one contender.
Oh God.
So
Dumb.
that's just how the
Dumb.
UFC.
They need
That's
to give
how
my boy
if they're
Darnouche
smart.
a fucking chance.
If they're smart,
Give him a
Dana-
Because then you get
fucking
way
chance.
more fights out of that.
Dana better fucking listen to me. If they're smart, that's what they would do.
Yeah, Dana, listen the fuck up.
It's actually, I think it's Hunter who'd be picking the fights. That little fucker. He needs to listen. That's the fights to make
He
right
just
there.
goes off of what people want on the internet. And
Yes and no. I mean, they look at the numbers and shit, and then also they gotta judge what they think is gonna sell the most on pay per view.
Give my boy Darnouche a fucking chance at the fucking belt.
He should have that, but he even straight up said, which he fucked up by saying it. Throw anyone in front of me,
Yeah.
I'll fight him.
He's a company man.
He is, but
that's not good for
He's
you.
gonna come back and bite you in the ass.
they make you fight everybody. And he has. He's been fighting his ass
He
off.
has, and he fucking. The last guy was what the number 6. They were like ranked right next to each other. He
In a sense, Islam kind of ran from him.
There's a clear
well,
drop
Darnouche and Islam were supposed
Dariush.
to fight, and he
Dariush got hurt.
whatever. However you say-
Dariush.
Binal Darnouche.
I don't think there's an N in there.
Darnouche.
I think it's Dariush.
I think there's an N in there. I think it's Darnouche.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, they were
Fuck
supposed to
around.
fight, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
Darnouche, however the fuck.
That's your boy. How do you not know?
Benny L. Dariush. There's no N.
Dariush.
Dariush.
Dariush. Well, yeah.
He just looks old.
Yeah, he does.
He looks like a dad.
He's only like
He looks
35.
like he-
What is he,
after that
32,
fight-
33? Or 34?
After that
I think
fight,
he's
he went
34.
and picked up his kids from school.
I'm going to say he's 34, but he's got hella
He's
gray.
like Stipe old.
Your boy John, he's going to fight.
They're gonna
I
give
mean,
him
they
straight
claimed
to-
he's going to fight
and he's
2023. And
He's
they-
gonna give him straight to
Straight to
Yes,
Francis.
Yep.
and he's gonna take Francis to the ground, beat him up,
Yeah, he is.
knock him down. He's gonna fucking
And then title of GOAT is just
Back to John forever.
forever.
for real.
It's like, stop talking about anybody else.
Well, because they've been trying to give it to whoever else.
I mean, Izzy had a.
It was Stipe who had the.
No, I'm talking about all time of fucking fuck weight class, the greatest fighter of all time.
Oh, they try to give it to Khabib all the time just because he's undefeated.
That's dumb. It's
But John-
It's GSP.
I think GSP,
John Jones, GSP.
Anderson Silva. I think,
And then
I-
Izzy had made it a conversation.
I'd say
think-
maybe you
I
could
think
maybe
Izzy-
throw
I mean,
Khabib up there just because he's 29 but
Anderson Silva,
in like
and
a top
GSP
five.
can. I'm good with either of them being 1 or 2 or 3. But John Jones.
I think,
GSP
I
is
think
too.
GSP is way above. Not way above. I think he's above Anderson Silva. Though. Anderson Silva,
Close. It's just because Anderson Silva
I mean,
fought
they
for
were-
so
the
long.
fall off is.
He-
they were starting to put.
He was so good for so long.
Yeah.
People forget he did his win streak still stands.
still
Yeah.
12th.
It's
That's
one that-
that's
the-
championship.
The
fucking
one
Championship
fight.
knockout
defense is 12.
That amazes me the most is the one that he knocked out Forrest Griffin walking backwards.
Oh yeah,
Boom, dropped him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my, he fucking.
He
made
throws
Forrest-
like a left, like
yeah,
whatever.
he made it looked like it was just like just a
Effortless.
normal
It
fucking.
was effortless for him.
Yeah, but there's
No,
a lot of
Spida
people
at
putting
his-
Kamaru Usman in the greatest welterweight of all time.
He's up there too
in a
because I mean
class, I'm sure. Like that's fine.
But I don't think he. I don't think
his
he's-
wins aren't as impressive to us, but
I don't
at the
think
same
he
time, I
really-
mean he was
don't-
dominating.
He was, but I don't think he really holds a candle to GSP. I think GSP is.
Just because GSP was like an all around.
I think he's much better than Kamaru Usman. GSP.
I mean, I think he's better as well, but I don't know about much better because it's just he fought a different kind of style.
yeah, I was gonna say if they fought now. I think because the sport keeps getting better.
Kamara is.
Like Kamara,
I mean, as much
think
as I like
might-
to hate on him, he's a
might
fucking.
beat him.
He's a beast.
I don't know.
Kamara Usman's a fucking
I mean,
beast.
he is, but I
Looks
don't
like a
know if
Ninja
he-
Turtle, but he is a beast.
He is a little tank.
Fucking
His
got
brother
a. No,
fights
he's
at
broad
heavyweight.
as shit. He's got a wide ass back.
Ryan hates him.
Kamara.
Yeah, his brother fights in the heavyweight division. Kamaru Usman's
Mhm.
brother. He's a big fuck.
He just won, or yeah, he just
He
got signed.
knocked, yeah, his first fight, he knocked whoever the fuck.
He was in the
fuck
contender
up.
series.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, the next fight is Yuri Prochazka and Glover Teixeira too.
Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting
I
fight.
think Yuri
Whoa.
next.
Wins,
I think-
wins convincingly.
Yeah, I think the fight that I thought was gonna happen the first fight is gonna happen this fight.
We shall see.
Unless Glover Teixeira just got the fountain of youth. And
He's
he
been
just-
fighting.
keeps
He's
on-
been fighting
he
Alex.
keeps on taking a dip in
His training camp is fighting with Alex all day, so
there. Yeah, he is a big fuck, but
he fights
I don't
Alex Pereira. That's literally his training partner.
Yeah, but I mean, who cares? That guy, he's kind of not good.
I think he's good.
He throws hands.
He hits hard.
Yeah.
So maybe he can take a hit. But and then after that, I mean, the Islam Volkanovski fight.
It's February, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I'm still 50-50 on it, but I think Volkanovski right now to me has the advantage. I think he has better hands than Islam, but I mean, I don't know how well his wrestling is.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you get
Yeah.
taken to the ground.
But his defense might be good enough that if he's able to keep him up, he might be
Plus,
able to piece his
I
ass
mean,
up.
Alex be kicking like a motherfucker. You see his?
Yeah,
He's got tree trunks for legs.
I mean, he's only like fucking 5'6".
Yeah, he's a
5'7".
short dude, but he's fucking strong.
None of these guys are that tall before you get to like the heavier.
But I mean, he like his limbs too are small. Like he's got But the thing is,
Yeah,
is
he's
that
like
it-
5'6",
it
5'7". Islam's
stocky as shit,
5'10".
but it did not really. In the Max Holloway fight, especially the last one, it didn't really.
He was so fast.
yeah, in
It
and
didn't-
out like
Yeah.
pop 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 out.
Because Max
Yeah, it was
had the
not
reach
close. It
on
was
him.
not-
No, he was controlling the distance with a shorter reach.
It was not competitive.
No, that shit for 5 rounds
He was
just
fucking
fucking
Max up.
beating him the fuck up.
That was
I
crazy.
kind of felt bad after.
That was
a while.
crazy to
God
watch,
damn,
honestly.
I think we were together for that
Yeah.
one.
We were all
felt
like, what
bad.
the fuck? That was
felt
crazy to
bad.
watch.
That was the one that was in daytime.
Was that the card that had? Oh no, that was a standalone one. That was
Uh-huh.
that was the main event, right? Of that card. I'm thinking
think so.
because what other fight was on the Usman Leon Edwards fight? There was a championship fight before that. Was it Aljamain Sterling? No, I
no.
don't think so.
No.
That was just recent.
It was. I don't remember, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I think right now, if I had to pick, it would be Volkanovski. But that's
This
not my
this
pick.
fight in
my
December.
unofficial-
He's pound for pound right now.
Yeah, that's they're 1-2.
Yeah.
So that's my.
They gave
unofficial pick.
Islam 2 already.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's talk about dominance of fights. Like
Yeah.
All right, relax.
He did. I mean,
Relax.
they're not close.
he has not been challenged too much. Even against Charles, he wasn't really challenged too much. He made pretty quick work of it.
This is number one bullshit.
Bro, you can't. Can't run from the truth.
He's
dog.
Habib's father's favorite fighter.
You can't run from the truth. What other Umar Usman just won another.
His brother,
Yeah.
or cousin, or whatever the fuck he is.
In another promotion. They just won another belt. Yeah,
In
he just won a
Bellator.
belt.
He's in Bellator.
It's like they just.
But he just won the lightweight championship
Yeah.
there.
Unify him.
Shit.
Got to fight your cousin or training partner.
Super card.
Oh my god, they're taking over.
Because Khabib's his coach, so they FaceTimed in the ring.
Coach Habib.
Habib.
Coaching him up. All
I mean,
know
he's
is-
a Hall. He might be the GOAT coach.
Bro, he's just fucking. All I see is gold. That's all I see.
GOAT fighter. GOAT coach.
What else does he have? He runs his own promotion too. So
And he's got Hezbollah coming up, like
That'd be great.
strawweight champ.
they got
Strawweight. That'd be. I think they're gonna call that weight class rice.
rice weight.
1 grain. Rice. It is tiny as you
What
can.
were we watching with? The girl was like, it was like 4'7". It's like third tallest or third shortest UFC fighter, and we're like, who's 1 and 2? We're like Hezbollah and Abu.
Abdu.
I'm sorry.
Singing his ass off.
It was like, it was the championship fight.
Between Lee and
Carla.
Lee.
yeah,
Carla. I think Carla's
Carla's
one of the
shorter one.
shortest. Yeah. One of the shortest fighters.
Lee.
Great movie.
Rush
Rush Hour is a great fucking
Rush
movie.
Hour 2 is the best one. Rush Hour 2 is.
It is a good movie.
That is a fucking.
Either
classic.
one, honestly.
One
but
is good.
Rush
but
Hour
2
2
is the one for me.
is the shit. It is the shit.
Get closer.
That's the first time,
Get
like, that I felt,
closer.
at least as a young kid, that, like, a second movie was, like, even better than the first one. Because you know how usually first ones are usually
That was
the
the
shit.
first one.
I mean, that came out when we were pretty
yeah,
young.
we were kids. I don't know what else I watched 1 and 2 of first.
The Godfather.
I didn't watch that as that fucking kid.
Even if he did, he probably didn't know what the fuck was going
Yeah,
on.
I didn't fucking see
All
him
I
and be
saw
like,
was
oh, this is
fucking
what I like.
horse-
Star Wars.
Star
I've
Wars.
never watched Star Wars.
But
Oh,
at that
yeah.
point, like,
Harry Potter.
damn, you
Boom.
have Star
But that
Wars.
was a bunch of movies.
But 2 was better than 1.
I didn't like 2 that much. 3 was the shit.
3 is the
The
shit.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
That's
2 is kind of ass to me.
With
First
the-
one was
Ass? No,
It's not better than the first one though. The first
What's
one
that
was
First
like,
one's just
opens
so,
your
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
world to Harry
First
Potter.
one blows
like,
your fucking mind.
What's the serpent called in the second one?
The Basilisk?
There you go. Yeah.
That's the second one. I didn't really. I mean, I watched it, of course.
I don't think it has a name.
Yeah, but I know there was like a specific like.
Yeah, it's a basilisk. What, Tonks is not.
I said Thomas.
Oh,
Thomas
I was like,
Riddle.
Tonks is a different character in Harry Potter.
Thomas Riddle
She's also in Game
is
of Thrones.
Voldemort. Who?
Tonks.
Who that?
She's a character in Harry Potter.
But who is she in Game of Thrones?
She is.
So I have some. Time.
Why am I blowing her name right now? She's the woman who looks over Bran and.
The barbarian or the?
She's the wildling.
The wildling. Oh
yeah,
shit!
Yeah, that's Tonks.
You know who she kind of looks like? Who's the dude who plays Voldemort's little fucking henchman, the rat? That's Ron Weasley's rat.
Peter Pettigrew?
Is
That's his real name.
No, that's the character's name.
Peter Pettigrew.
The one that plays Ron Weasley's rat that is ending up. Oh yeah. Well, they kind of look like each other in, like when she's a wildling.
Scabbers.
When she's a wildling in
Interesting.
Game of Thrones, she kind of
Interesting
looks
take.
like that rat guy.
Just the hair, the
Yeah,
wild red
yeah.
hair. Speaking of red hair in Game of Thrones, Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, he did make his.
That was a good cameo.
I feel like we bring that up every time we talk about Game of Thrones.
What, Ed Sheeran?
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran's dope.
1 and 1, they go together.
He's fucking.
I'm in love with the shape of you.
He's goated. I saw.
Who
a
was
video.
it? I think me and Jordan were talking about like songs that went platinum and shit. Did not realize how big that song was.
You mean Diamond?
Yeah. Well, there you go. That yeah.
Went
Well,
bigger.
we went. Well, we were.
I think it went. I think it did go diamond.
We
I think it's
look-
like
we were looking at,
14
like-
times platinum.
Yeah, like it is. It's up there, like in the all time. That's what we were looking up.
He. I saw a thing.
Ed Sheeran
on-
has 2 in the top 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If your
Impressive.
legs don't work,
Yeah, he's
they
got-
used
he-
to before.
He does numbers, and he fucking works with everyone.
You know, bringing up my point, I saw a TikTok video. You know, he wrote "Love Yourself" for Justin Bieber.
Really.
Yeah, there's a video of him and Benny Blanco are just on the tour bus, and he's like coming up, and he does the little humming thing that like a lot of
Yeah.
musicians do, and then you hear him come up with
Words.
the lines and all the thing, and it's a pretty cool video. And he goes, "If you love The
It is
way you looked at my
It is
show,
always cool to
baby,
see
you
how
should
like artists
go.
do their little, how song comes to life, and to see how like where that song goes, and it's like, damn, like it just came from. They were just chilling and just a fucking
Just random
boom.
thought they had, and boom,
Mhm.
All right, let's get it,
masterpiece. That's why we need to start writing everything down.
bruh. We need to
Masterpiece.
get somebody. Who are the people that do the stuff in the courtroom?
A
In the back?
stenographer.
There you go. We need to get one of those because I suck at writing shit down.
Corn.
It's
That would be nice,
cool,
actually.
right?
Very helpful too.
Convenient as fuck.
Can you bring that up from 5 minutes ago?
Except,
It's like what are
I
the,
didn't misspeak actually.
what are the commercials now that are doing the replays that
The gameplay?
yeah, where they like, no, I told you to do this. It's like, no, you didn't. I throw a challenge flag.
It's either Allstate or Progressive.
Yeah, it's an insurance commercial.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Whoever came up with
Wanna say
that,
it's
good
Allstate.
idea. Good idea.
Allstate's always been friendly with football, so that would make sense. Are you in good hands?
That's what they have in the college football fucking kicking net.
One of
behind
my
the
favorite
goalpost.
jokes. Did you guys ever watch Psych?
No, but I know the USA show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows of all time. One of my favorite jokes of all time is he's like, I'm a model. Perhaps you recognize me? They're like, I've never seen your face. He goes, hand model. Perhaps you remember me from the insurance commercials.
A head model.
That'd be hilarious to bring up a conversation. I'm a model. They're all like looking at you like,
bust.
I'm talking about hands. And just
Literally.
Ricky Bobby them. What should I do with my hands?
Car drove real good. Car drove good.
Shit.
Bring 'em back.
What's next?
How's everyone been? I feel like we haven't fucking sat down
Oh my
in a
God.
while. Oh shit.
Goodbye. Anyways, been pretty good. Life hasn't beat the shit out of me. Just kidding. It's been fucking.
Yeah, life beat the shit out of me a few times, so.
It's been giving me the work.
We're still here though, so
Yep.
Good old one,
knock
two.
on wood.
builds character.
Good old 1-2. But yeah, I hate that saying though. Oh, it builds character.
It does. Life
Fuck
does
that. How much character do you need?
Bro,
I have too much character at this point. in
I
my
can
life.
make my own movies for God's sake. I have hella
Well,
character.
Well, we have a long life to live, so hopefully, your character keeps on growing and building.
I guess so. Oh,
I hope so.
been getting to these gains in the gym.
Oh, shit.
Y'all, I'm
Yeah,
wearing
bro.
this fucking hoodie so y'all don't see these freaking guns out here.
Booyah.
Don't have a
Federal
permit to
rallies
carry
will
these
be on,
things.
yes. Do you have a license for those?
Boom, boom.
Concealed weapons permit. Well, that's
Oh my
good.
God.
That's good. What else? Drake put out new music.
Oh yeah.
Kanye West.
Whoa, you're throwing a lot of topics out here.
Let's go with Twitter first.
Twitter.
R.I.P.
Twitter.
R.I.P.
I mean, you're the only one on Twitter, so you
Twitter
can
never
give,
died.
R.I.P.
You can give the
Twitter
proper
never dies.
insights.
Oh my God, that night was like the worst night ever for that app.
Where he came in with the sync.
No. So
Where
have
he
you not heard
fired
about
everyone?
this? Have you not heard about this R.I.P. Twitter thing? So this is kind of inside. Really, you had to be on Twitter to know that Twitter was dying. So
Makes
apparently,
sense.
a lot of people walked out of the Twitter headquarters a few nights ago,
Yeah.
and they were,
75%.
and people were like, "Yeah, like, just letting you know, like, there's a skeleton crew basically making sure the site stays up. So if something goes wrong, it's probably gonna collapse the website. So it's been fun, guys, but sorry it had to end this way." And everyone's like, "Man, Twitter's really gonna go away." So that whole night was just like, "Hey, man, like if this stuff really does go down, it's been fun, like just hanging out with you Twitter people for the last few years." And like people are like throwing up memories, like what are some of the greatest moments in this website's history? And like nobody took it seriously. So it's just jokes about people like getting roasted and shit like that, and like
Fucking Twitter.
Just a
Yeah.
bunch of hashtags RIP Twitter.
yeah, it was the number 1 trending topic for like 3 days in a row.
But
And then Elon was like, "We had our most usage ever."
it's out here just making money.
I don't like that guy.
Bro, Elon Musk over here shaking it up.
And then he was like, "Should I reinstate Donald Trump?" And he put a poll out on his Twitter,
Yeah.
yes or no. And he's like, "The people have spoken."
He
he reinstated Kanye.
He unbans everybody. Andrew Tate's back on Twitter.
Yeah.
Kanye, Trump. I think there was one more.
There's a bunch of people he
Yeah,
reinstated. He was letting them fly.
The top G is back.
Yep. Good old Andrew
What color
Tate.
is your Bugatti?
I pre-ordered a purple one.
What a fucking...
He mastered the internet. He
Yeah,
really did.
It really is wild how like you could really build your persona on Twitter and just let it fucking run wild.
He was more of a TikTok guy.
Yeah,
though.
it was
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, whatever the fuck.
He used
and
all
just
platforms.
Let that shit fucking
He was
run
everywhere.
rampant.
He's a smart guy though.
Yeah, he is.
Like I don't like him. Like I find him very interesting though.
Bro.
His,
I don't know if that makes sense. Like
No,
I don't,
for sure.
I don't
I don't agree with-
subscribe to
look.
his thought process,
yeah,
but
I'm
I
not
do
subscribed
accept
to
it
him,
that,
but
that he
Sometimes-
has one.
hey,
he
listen,
has some
like,
good points. I'm not
That's
saying
what
he's
I'm
right
like,
all the time.
You don't have to like people,
but-
but sometimes when people are doing things, you got to respect it. You don't have to agree with it, but like there's got to sometimes it's just a level of respect.
Like-
It's like you're doing your fucking thing. Like I don't really necessarily like it, agree with it, but you're out here doing
I just
something.
had this conversation with somebody that, but it's like not just the Andrew Tate thing, but just in general. Like you don't have to like what anybody's saying, but everyone has an opinion. So it's like, especially nowadays, everyone has platforms to put out said opinion. So it's like you don't have to agree with it, but it's going to get said regardless.
I mean, I feel like there's a certain threshold.
Yeah, you can't be
between
like,
having an
you can't have
opinion
hate speech
and
out
having
hate
like
speech and an opinion.
having
two different things.
an opinion that you don't agree with, but you can respect because there is thought behind it. There's
Yeah,
like
if
there's
anything
a
is-
process behind it.
correct.
People who are just giving opinion just for clickbait or just to fucking be interesting. It's like I don't necessarily respect those opinions.
Yeah, there's a difference. Like, there's like, it's gonna sound like elitist or whatever, but there's like opinions where, all right, you have one side of point of view, I have another point of view, and we could both see the painting a different way.
Yeah.
And then there's like a point, like you have an opinion that's wrong.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you are,
It's just like
you,
all right, bud. Like
yeah, you're like,
Like the sky is red.
yeah, you're like,
No,
you're
no,
like,
it's
you
not.
hate a type, a demographic of people. Like, well, you're wrong. Like,
So-
that's just,
Yeah, you can give whatever reasoning you want. You're still wrong.
yeah.
but
And that's kind of where, like I don't think Andrew Tate is the worst thing to ever come to the world, and he's not the next spawn of Satan. And people needed to fucking relax. With,
shit.
He
why did
kind
you
of
hate
pushes
him?
good things. I mean, for the most part, he pushes like a good message.
He's just got old fucking.
He's very old fashioned.
yeah,
he's
very-
very old, and
Yeah.
people are just mind blown that a guy who's our
30 He's
age,
35.
He's not that much old. I mean,
closer to our
yeah.
age than not,
he's not that much older than us.
closer to us than our parents,
Yeah,
Very true.
and he's just
he's
like,
just very traditional, very old fashioned.
because he didn't grow up here.
Facts.
And that just rubbed people the wrong fucking way.
Oh my gosh! Fucking set the internet ablaze.
Talking about brokies.
What color is your Bugatti?
Fucking brokey.
That shit's
No,
hilarious to me. When I used to be a brokey, and I was like, no. I'm not, even if I don't have money, I might be broke. I'm not a brokey. There's a difference.
That shit is fucking.
He's just entertaining.
Yeah, I
For
fucking
sure.
I like it.
It is
Seeing his
entertaining.
content is
It
funny as fuck to me.
Entertaining to say the least. That is something we can all agree with.
Yeah.
That shit is funny.
I'm
It'll
sure not
get
a lot of
a-
females might not think.
All right,
his
let's
shit's
go
that
back
funny,
to the
but
original topic. Elon.
Elon.
Twitter
Musk.
is still around.
Boom.
Bro,
Yes.
Elon Musk
Good old
shaking
tweets.
it up. I mean, he brought Andrew Tate back to Twitter.
Yeah.
So.
So Twitter's back. What was the next one? We're tagging these on one at a time.
Kanye going crazy.
I guess.
I mean,
What did he? All right, let's be clear. How did Dave Chappelle open it up? Like I
didn't watch the whole thing.
I do not have views of anti-Semitism, and I do not support.
That's funny.
I do not support anti-Semitism in any regards. I stand with my friends who are Jewish. I stand with the Jewish people. I support their right to be Jewish. That being said, what Kanye said is not.
it's not 100%.
I don't think
It's
that
not
it
a
was
lie.
anti-Semitic in the sense of like he wants Jewish people to die or Jewish people to go away or anything. It was a bit stereotypical and a bit of grouping of language together, which is harmful and disrespectful.
Yes.
But what he said was not.
It wasn't,
People have said way
yeah,
worse.
It wasn't directing like hate. I
Yeah.
would say to, but that's how a lot of people view it though.
People.
And I mean, I know because I was talking to you and Jordan about it, and you know all that shit that he was talking about getting out of contracts and shit. I mean, there's got to be something to that.
He definitely had a purpose behind saying what he
and
said.
I think a lot of people just see it as he's just saying shit because he's crazy and just saying shit to say shit.
Well, I
But
mean,
it's like there might be some of that sprinkled in there. Like when you listen to some of his interviews, there's definitely some of that in there. But like if you listen to his interviews, you can see like through the whole interview, you kind of there is a start.
He's
a
not.
middle.
He's not crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
and
understand where he's coming
There's
from.
a thought process behind this shit.
I thought. Sorry, go.
I was just gonna say. Plus, what he's saying, like Kanye's issue is that it could be he said people, but when he brings in like the whole group, being like, that's like if
When you
say
start
he was
gener-
beefing with you, and then he's like, fuck all Spanish people.
Yeah, when you start
Like, it's just-
He never
No.
said "fuck all Jews."
Yeah.
He
I
never
know.
said anything
No,
like
I know. I'm
that.
saying, but like
But
people
when you
looked
start
at it like that.
when you start
Yeah.
generalizing shit, people take it.
And
I
let's-
feel people take that shit. A little
Let's
too
be clear. What
personal
he said
sometimes.
was the Jewish people control the media. He was like, you can say anything about a certain group of people, but if you speak out against Jewish people who control the narrative and control the media, you will be shut down. And he
Well, he
was
got
shut down for that.
Just leave that there.
So
you do with that information what you
I'm
want.
I'm not pushing any opinion. I'm just saying that that's what happened.
Booyah.
I thought Dave Chappelle's speech was beautiful.
But he got a lot of shit for that too.
He said Kanye's not crazy. He's like, I think there'd be times where he's not well, and this might be one of those times. Like he's talked about having bipolar things before.
Episodes and stuff.
I mean, his album cover is "I hate being bipolar." It's awesome. Like he's very open about that he's something he struggled with before. But I thought the most beautiful comment that Dave Chappelle said, he goes, "Now, the two words that I've never heard successfully in Hollywood that people say to get back to back is the and Jews. After that, nothing good comes after saying those two words together." He's like, remember, when it's a group of black people, people call it a gang. When it's a group of Italians, they call it the mob. When it's a group of Jewish people, it's a coincidence and should be never talking about out loud.
I did see that part.
And people thought he was roasting Kanye, and it was like,
He's letting y'all know what it
okay,
is.
like
Yeah,
Dave's just a genius, and he just knows how to say things and get
he's
people
a good
to
speaker.
agree
He's a
with
great
him
speaker.
without realizing that he's
a
calling.
Great, he is a great speaker.
Jon Stewart, I thought, had a beautiful statement on it. He's like, I think what Kyrie and Kanye said was wrong, but we shouldn't shut off the conversation. We shouldn't cancel these people, because if we all just, hey, you have an opinion, you're wrong, then you go back to your little town of misinformation, I go back to my town, and then we just build up barriers and walls to hate each
Which
other.
I do think the NBA kind of went a little overboard with.
It's extreme.
With what they wanted him to do to come back and shit. And even I'm always a little, down on Kyrie Irving, but I even saw that shit. I'm like, oh god, like.
They were doing a little.
That seems like a little much, but the NBA is kind of, that's the direction they go in, though. So, it's not surprising, but it was a little much.
Sarver said the N-word, and he was the owner of the Suns for years. Like,
isn't he looking to sell the team, though?
yeah, but he's getting pressured to do so.
Exactly.
But he didn't have to sell it the next day. He wasn't immediately expelled. Like, I think part of it is a personal issue too. Like, let's be clear. Like, Silver is Jewish. Like that
probably rubbed him the wrong way.
You don't want you don't want to hear stuff said about yourself by one of the faces of your league. Like that's.
Yeah, that does. That's where it starts getting slippery and shit. Once those feelings and you start feeling personally attacked, then it's like you start taking it personally and you start doing things. You start, working your power.
Yeah, if he was like, I hate bald people with glasses, 5-game suspension.
What?
Well, just the play on words too of the media, like they paint this picture of they're saying the extremists and how far they can go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like they might say a little bit something that might not or might have offended a group a little bit, but they'll blow it out of proportion and be like, oh no, they're saying they hate us and this and that.
Yeah, it's just the sensationalism of
Good old cancel
that's
culture,
what-
which
and
is a bunch of grade A bullshit.
And that's what mainstream media in our country covers.
not even
now.
mainstream media.
It's just the media. That's the
but-
media's job to stir up.
Yeah,
pots.
but
We hate each other. If you just
but
watch the news, you'd think that we have a war going on outside.
but that's the mainstream media that's able to get that message across, that it trickles down to smaller platforms and shit. But that's where they cover, each side covers the extreme of the other side and says this is what that side is, when it's like, yeah, there is that, but like that is not the majority. Like most people are like you, Jacob, myself, that we can sit down, have our different opinions, and we might not agree on shit, but like at the end of the day, no one's out here fucking hurting anyone. No one's out here fucking shaming you because you don't believe this, and fuck you because you don't believe
There's
that.
some of that. but not as much as people would.
Yeah, of course. There's always going to be that, though. But
I feel like nowadays there's definitely more of like the judgmental and the shaming of people for believing.
But because
what
of
they believe.
that, but that's because of what mainstream media is pushing, and that's the narrative that they're running.
Yeah,
with,
they try
because
to
it's
throw
gonna
an opinion
Yeah.
at you, and it's like if you don't agree with that opinion,
I mean, I hated the Charlemagne comment. He's like, if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you're not black.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
like what? What? What
But-
is?
it's just one of them things. It's like people say whatever the fuck they want to say, but shit gets twisted in certain ways.
I just
and
don't like that like emotional blackmail that if you don't vote a certain way, if you don't believe a certain thing, then you
You're
can
not
never
this.
come back. And
Yeah.
That's Charlemagne, though. So.
yeah, I
I
mean,
mean,
no
but
one
that-
no one
Who should-
cares about
yeah.
what he has
Yeah,
to
no
say.
one
There's
No
a
one
lot-
should
I mean,
care.
there's
No
a
one
lot
should
of
take it
celebrities like
seriously.
that do that though. And
I mean, there's a lot of people that do that.
yeah,
we
but
all
the
know
people, but people
around
I
us
mean,
that try to
people
push
like me,
their
you,
shit.
like regular 9 to 5 people. I'm talking about the people that have influence on
This is
people who
true.
are on their screens a lot and shit like that. And
Yeah.
that's what again mainstream media has done. So it's trickled down to talking heads where it's like, I have to have this point and I'm going to drive it into your head, and this is the hill that I'm going to die on, and there's going to be nothing else. And that's the point that they're driving, and that their persona is driving on social media. It might be different in the real world, but that's what they're putting out
Yeah.
for everyone to see. So that's when you start getting people like, like again, when we're on our phones, on Instagram, Twitter, whatever the fuck, and that's what's being pushed, and we're seeing the extreme of it, then it kind of subconsciously, that's what you're going to take in. I don't know if I'm talking to the microphone, but
A
I'm
little,
talking
a little
loud
far
enough.
out, but yeah, you were good.
But I mean, again, but I'm at the end of the day, it's going to have to start with mainstream media. They're going to have to start being more unbiased and more.
Which they never will be.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just
That's what
people
sells.
need to.
Them arguing.
People just don't walk out of their bubbles anymore.
Mm-mm.
People are very comfortable with
Yeah.
group thought and kind of
Yeah, people are, and that's
being around like-minded people.
That's
and
why
stuff like
the
that.
Andrew Tate shit is so like ironic. It's kind of just funny because it's like so many people were offended by it because so many people think like in that certain way. He likes
A lot
to
of
say
people-
like
yeah, a
get
lot
out
of-
of the matrix. Like
A lot of people
In a
do
sense, it's
have
kind of a
lot of
matrix.
old school thinking still.
You know what I think honestly, the more of it is than that. Not saying you're wrong, but I think people look at take the first 3 statements somebody makes and they jump to conclusion of what statement 8, 9, and 10 is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he thinks like this, so he must think like
Yeah.
this, and this.
Yep.
It's like I remember he called out Pierce Morgan. He's like, I don't hate women. Like he's like,
that's something you said.
yeah, he's like, and they're like, what do you think? They asked him. They tried to gotcha journalism. And they're like, what do you think about same-sex marriage? He's like, I don't care. Like love whoever you want, or marry whoever you want.
Yeah.
What about? He's like, what about transgender people? Good for them.
But
People thought that he was going to, have
start bashing and start fucking doing this thing. But
Yeah, people just like you said, if they have an opinion or they're wrapped up in a certain bubble thinking like this way of thinking, if you even oppose it, you're like canceled, the devil. Like they're just gonna call you anything because they're like, no, this isn't the way of you should be thinking.
well, because I mean, and also when
They
you
try to
start saying
take
certain
away-
things or having certain thoughts, people are just gonna want to automatically put a certain label on you. Like, well, because you think like this, you must also be this, and
Yes.
this.
Correct.
And it's like,
That's basically what he's saying.
no, that doesn't. And that's
It doesn't
why,
defy
when people
you.
and it's
We
to
don't
the-
live in these perfectly squared boxes
Oh.
that people think that
Yeah. Plus, one little thing shouldn't defy you, like as a person.
define.
What did I say? Defy.
Mhm.
Ah.
defying gravity, wicked.
I don't know.
It's a good play.
Let's get on to a lighter subject. Drake dropped.
I'm glad you knew that.
Yeah.
I fucking
What do you
hate
think?
that
I'm
play, but
You don't like it?
no.
It's a lot. I mean, it's
But
a
the
lot
thing,
of
What?
singing.
Wicked.
Wicked.
Yeah,
The-
Wicked's awesome.
The thing,
That's what I said.
I don't like it because again, shout out to Rachel, my older sister. She would listen to these Broadway shows and then fucking run them
Idina
into
Menzel.
the fucking ground.
That's fine.
Yeah.
And I'm
That's
just
me
like,
with Phantom of the Opera.
That's
Same. I
that-
burned that CD down.
I
that was
hate
the
it.
same thing. With, when the
Burned
first
that
couple
C-
times. it
Oh,
wasn't
you were on the
bad.
opposite side.
Yeah.
I love Phantom.
It wasn't
was
bad,
Am-
but
it
then
was that
my
same
sister started
scenario.
running it
Shout
into
out
the
to
ground.
Andrew
I'm just
Lloyd
like,
Webber.
yikes!
It's just Amber watched that movie so many fucking times where I'm like,
Movie's great.
Gerald Butler.
you can only watch it.
Is that him really singing?
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Oh.
Good
A
for
lot
him.
of it is.
He's a talented guy.
Remember that was filmed I think maybe right before 300 or right after.
Yeah.
They weren't out
Yeah,
he wasn't famous when he did it.
Yeah, that shit is. He's a
Well,
Not American famous. He might have been Australian.
he's a talented guy.
famous as fuck.
Yeah.
he was probably that guy over there already.
Man, I don't know. They got Hugh Jackman. Can you ever?
True.
Can you ever really?
I mean, Gerald Butler, he got that 300 role, and that fucking Law Abiding Citizen was a great movie.
It's okay.
I thought it was pretty good. The Olympus Has Fallen movies weren't great, but they're very
Successful.
Yeah, and he was the action star. And they were pretty fucking gritty.
What's the bank robbery one he did? Den of Thieves.
Den of Thieves.
That's a good with Ice Cube.
O'Shea Jackson Jr.
That was a pretty good movie too. Plot twist at the end and all. And everything.
Oh man, way to tell people.
Yeah, well, I didn't say the plot twist, but
When you
one.
say it, that means like people are now looking for it. Like the whole point of a twist is you should know that it's coming.
Well, if they haven't
Great
seen
movie.
it now, I mean,
It's a great
that
movie.
movie's been out for years now, so
Probably a
Yeah.
decade at least.
Den of Thieves like 2016.
yeah, so
I thought it
know,
was like
Close
20
to a
that's
decade.
that's enough time
It
for.
was like 2013, 2014.
It's not really a spoiler. If you don't know by now, then
If you don't know,
now you know. But,
Drake dropped. Drake in 21.
I know you. I
A
mean,
Drake album featuring 21.
pretty much. I didn't think you were gonna think it was great, but I did think you were gonna appreciate the fact that he was at least rapping.
I've said nothing.
If you could see this man's face, it said 1,000 words.
I've said nothing. Give your thoughts.
I mean, listen.
What's your favorite
It's
song
what-
on it again?
It was the ocean
Nah.
one in the middle of the ocean.
That's not my favorite one.
His
That's probably the
favorite
best song on there,
was,
though.
No.
Is it? No, it's
It's the outro. So I guess it's Fuck Me.
Oh, there it is. Yep.
It's my favorite song. It's in my top 10 Drake songs of all time.
Oh shit!
I'll stand on that hill.
I need to go back and listen to it then. But
I can quote that entire song. I was doing it all day today. I just it's one of those like stream of consciousness records, like the 6 p.m. in New York's, the 5 a.m. in Toronto's,
Yeah.
the Do Not Disturb. Like it's the music that I enjoy him to make.
yeah,
I saw an interesting TikTok. I was telling Jacob this earlier, so Jacob, here's this twice. I saw an interesting TikTok about it said the song with the least amount of streams on every Drake project, and they were listing them all like on So Far Gone. It's Unstoppable on,
got to be.
and I like that song.
I like that song. Too.
On Thank Me Later, it's I forget what it was, but on a lot of them it was like the song
One
that,
of his favorites.
it was like always on Take Care, it's The Ride. That's a
great
stream
song.
of consciousness. Like I love like
That's the least streamed song.
the
on-
least streams-
Wow,
and it was
that's a great song.
305 to My City, not great.
Oh, I like that song though.
Uh,
Not his best, but
If you're reading this, it was 6 p.m. in New York. On Views, it was Views. On More Life, it was
It's ironic. On Views, it was Views.
yeah. And
but they also had One Dance and fucking Highline Bling and Controlla.
but I just didn't think it would be last. Views would be the least like.
Listen to song.
Yeah.
But those are the songs that I like, and I guess it's Fuck Me is my favorite song on this project.
I mean, like I said, I mean, he rapped and he gave people what they wanted.
Yeah, let's give people our thoughts about this.
He gave people a rap album, and it was really Drake featuring 21. Like, there would be time like 2-3 songs that you don't really hear 21 much on there, which that kind of surprised me a little bit. But I mean, I thought it was a good album. I mean, it's
definitely
not. I
liked
don't
it.
think it was bad. I don't think it was great. I think it's something I'll go back and listen to a couple times. I've only listened to it one time all the way through, but there has been some songs that I go back to and listen to.
Yeah, I listen to it a lot, but there's like a
But-
good 5 or 6 where I listen to majority of the
But,
time. I'm not listening
Yeah,
to the whole
the
album.
middle of the ocean one. I think that's probably.
We in the Webelos.
Yeah,
I like it, but it's not even.
that's probably my.
The boat was rocking a little bit too much on that Aaliyah shit.
I think that's what he does. Or I think that's his best song on there, in my opinion.
Shit.
Off of the one time that I listened
like-
to it all the way through. So, but
I like
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad.
fucking.
Yeah, go on, give it deep.
I would say my favorite songs off of it are either like. I fuck with Jumbotron. I really do. Treacherous Twins, Major.
No, I
I know
don't
you
really
don't
like
like.
that
I know
one.
you don't like that
I
one.
don't like it either.
Which one, Major or Treacherous?
Treacherous twins.
Oh, shit.
I'm aware of what it sounds like.
It's like, I fuck with it.
No, I'm just kidding. You can keep playing it.
I already stopped it, but it's a good beat.
Back Outside Boys is pretty good.
Like Outside is more of like that. You could definitely tell.
Produced by Yachty.
Yeah, it's a catchy song.
Pussy and Millions.
Not one of my favorites.
Travis Scott is the only feature on there, right?
Oh.
I
I mean, Birdman was on there. He talked, but Does that count as a feature?
I like the
guy with the 4-cylinder.
Yeah, I love that. I
The
thought
Eiffel Tower guy?
I thought that was my favorite part of the album. I got like when he started talking. He goes, you can drive. You have whatever car you want, but you do not have my drive.
Yeah.
He goes, I have a 4-cylinder. It might not be like, but it's mine. And I was just like, I fucked with that heavy. Like
he was talking his shit.
He was. The whole first part of that thing was like, Fashion Week. We don't go to Fashion Week.
That's just for the
that
duns.
was the last decade. That shit, it's good.
He gave 21 the timestamp.
Which I was like, that was my one prediction that he wouldn't do.
He
I was
did.
like, there's no way he gives somebody else a timestamp record. And then he did it, and that shit was ass. It's the fucking worst song on the album. Give me a line from that fucking song.
I couldn't do it. Can't do it.
Like Savage, and I said this to Jordan. I was like, Savage raps well, but in a Lil Wayne sense. Like he puts words together well.
There's no substance. It's just a bunch of punchlines.
I don't need to hear a story from 21.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of punchlines and shit.
Pussy.
That's the shit right there.
That's the bee's knees.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like
Rated out of 10.
Off of the first listen, rated out of 10. I've only listened to it one time all the way through.
All right, well then you don't have to, I guess.
I'll probably give it at least a 7.
I was gonna go 7 or 8. Yeah.
I'll give it at least.
I was gonna
a 7.
actually say, in all reality, a 7.5. Because
Okay,
I do like.
say it then.
I do like
This is
a
reality.
good.
Say it with your chest.
Or is it? Or is it?
Yeah, I like, because I really do like I said, 3 or 4 of them songs. Or I've listened to them at least once a day.
3 out of
Type
16.
shit.
That's not a fucking 7.5.
Well, I mean, I listen to more than that. I'm just saying those are like my top 3 songs on the album. I usually just turn the shit on when we're at the gym, honestly.
He fucking shouts out, what's his name? T.I. kind of pays
He
homage.
shits on T.I. on one song, too.
He pays homage to him using his 24 fucking flow.
He tries to shit on Serena's husband.
He does shit on Serena's husband.
Yeah,
But he
does.
talked about, I think it was about T.I. when he says the rappers try to diss and that album, and your album flopped. Because T.I. talked about how his man pissed on Drake in the movie theater.
Oh, yeah, I did hear. Yikes.
Yeah.
That is some disrespectful shit.
I mean,
Yeah, someone would die that day.
okay.
Someone
pissed
pisses on me?
All right, Rich Flex intro.
A golden shower.
Rich Flex intro.
21.
Okay.
Can you do something for me?
Can you talk to my pussy ex for me?
Major distribution
I like it.
on bullshit.
It's okay.
Back
Like us.
outside, boys.
It's one of them
Back
just like
outside, boys.
Privileged rappers that ain't had a hit since they signed.
didn't even like the song.
Spin Bout You. I like Spin Bout You.
Yeah.
Which one's?
Hours in silence.
The 4 words that I think about them is crusty, musty, dusty.
It's fuck me, fuck me, fuck me.
Oh, we got Hours of Silence.
Hours in
in
silence. That's like old Drake.
Yeah, it is.
This shit's hard. though.
Treacherous Twins ass.
Nah,
I was not a fan of it. I thought you would like it though.
it's a good song.
I'm not trying to
It's a good
say
song.
that you like ass music, but I'm just saying that definitely seems like your type of shit. Jordan
Yes,
liked it too.
off the
Yeah,
beat.
they used
The
that.
Daft Punk, like,
Yeah,
You can't go wrong with that one.
time.
like you just
One
took the
more
song.
You did. Literally.
And I hated the fucking Tory Meg line on that. Like, immediately. I did not wait for the internet to overreact to that.
You're faking it.
Got broke
He
boys.
did. He was taking
Broke
his shots. He was taking his shots.
Middle of the ocean, Jumbotron.
Middle of the
shit
oceans
pump.
is
This
nice.
is my shit. Though. I like it.
Yeah.
She ain't even in Turks.
Which one is this?
We ain't even out in Turks, you finna take sex.
Jumbotron.
I hate how his voice is mixed, though. There's no bass. They took all the bass out and just tingy.
The beat's so hard though.
Sounds like Young Drake. Kind of sounds like Wheezy a little bit.
More M's, very forgettable. I don't know the song at all. Oh, it's this one. Never mind. Metro.
3 a.m. on Glenwood.
I'm not
I
gonna
can
be
live
a
without.
hater. I'm not gonna be a hater.
Out of 10, what do you got it?
Don't make me do that.
You could be honest. We're not going to be mad at you.
I'm not a hater.
All right. That's
Out of 10,
that's the disclaimer. So you're
Yeah,
safe.
you can say whatever you'd like now.
You're safe.
I'm
now.
gonna be honest. how I felt about how I feel about the album.
This is your personal opinion. So, I mean,
Listening to this album, and hearing, I have to give the explanation
Go ahead.
before I give my rating. Based off of what I was expecting, based from his last few projects,
did this surprise you?
I
or-
would say that this is his best album since
Views.
Scorpion or More Life.
That's fair.
And I
yeah.
would give it like a 6.5 out of 10.
Not bad.
Yeah. That's fair.
That's just
That's
kind
fair.
of where I'm like.
Yeah.
And going forward, I just can't expect Drake to make the music that I want to fucking listen to.
That makes sense.
Y'all talked about that.
That goes. I mean, that definitely. I mean, if we
You both have said
people
that
who
plenty
have
of times.
listened to your takes, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, if anyone's listening.
This
it should make
This is
perfect
not
sense.
my album of the year,
Yeah.
but I'm not like I didn't go in expecting to fucking hear Illmatic, and I'm like, what happened? Like
Which, speaking of album of the year, fucking Kendrick,
Nas might have album of the year. Speaking of Illmatic,
I haven't. I'm thinking Kendrick might fucking sweep the Grammys.
Oh, the Grammys.
Yeah.
Grammys came out. Yeah. He's winning rap album of the year.
Yeah,
you
no
can
doubt.
engrave that shit now and just mail it to his house.
They might as well. Yeah, but he might.
Jack Harlow's gonna upset him. Like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, relax.
I was early on that Jack Harlow album being
Harlezy.
ass.
Jack Harlezy,
I knew
dog.
that.
Huh?
I was like, I already knew that.
It's not a bad.
No, you were you. No, you
No.
weren't the one hyping it up.
Fucking
I thought it
Jordan,
was
this
good.
guy.
I thought it was good.
You go back to it.
I listen to some songs. Maybe
He was hyping
maybe
it
like.
up.
And listen,
He was hyping
if
it
my
up.
phone is on shuffle and one of those two songs come on, I'll
One of those two. One of those two songs. He's like, I'll listen.
Yeah.
Fuck
What,
it.
Churchill Downs and
Not even.
I like
the-
Churchill Downs.
I
That
like
was
it,
the
but
only
that
good
one-
song on the
but
album.
that
And
one-
it leaked. We had it a month early.
But that shit does. I mean, the singles kind of get played out to me more often than
That
not.
was a good single.
Yeah.
Fucking the Hard Part 5 needs to win single of the year. That
Song
shit,
record of the year.
yeah, that shit was
Makes
fucking.
sense.
It should. If it doesn't, then that is a fucking.
Travesty.
Yeah.
That's a travesty.
That shit
They need
is
to-
the
they-
fucking song, the single of the year song. However the fuck they need to give it a Grammy, give him one. For
Give
that.
it one.
I think.
Honestly,
I think he's got it. Like I think this is his year to go sweep.
he might.
Possible.
But he's up against a stacked class.
It's okay.
Adele,
He'll be all right.
Beyonce,
Yeah, he might not.
Bad
win.
Bunny.
He might not win. Bad Bunny might win
album
album of the year.
But that's the one I want Kendrick to win the most.
I think Bad Bunny because he was already the Apple Artist of the Year.
You fix it.
You fix it.
I feel like
And
it's just your.
what
just
was it?
flip
He's the first-
Flip your thing.
Oh, there you go. He's the first
I touched nothing.
Spanish Latin American artist.
He's gonna win. The Grammys are gonna. He's gonna win.
That's
What
a
I
shame.
want to happen.
But Kendrick is gonna go away with his fair share of Grammys. He's not gonna be sad.
It just sucks. Like the album like should have won album of the year for, where like he swept all night. He lost to. I mean, no offense.
Go ahead, say it.
I
Say
don't.
it.
I don't hate this
say
person.
It. Say it.
He lost to a pop album.
To Macklemore.
No, he lost to Taylor Swift 1989.
Who was it? But what's
He
it?
won rap album of the year, but he lost album of the year. To Macklemore, he didn't even win rap album of the year. He lost. Macklemore beat Good Kid, Mad City.
Yeah, dude.
Watch the Throne.
Drake.
Born Sinner, Nothing Was the Same, and Mac Miller, Watching TV with the Sound Off.
I think they just gave it to Macklemore just so that everyone knows. Like, we couldn't decide which one of y'all should win.
Well,
We just gave it to him.
Watch the Throne should have won.
or Good Kid, Mad City.
Watch the Throne should have won.
That was a hard one.
I mean,
But-
they're both incredible. So,
So I mean, yeah, you're really not going.
like 1A,
wrong with
1B.
either
I could have seen them splitting votes, and like maybe a Drake like steals it that year, or Born Sinner, J. Cole steals it. The Macklemore thing was just like,
Outlandish.
what are we
Oof.
doing?
That was a fucking slap to the face. Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's wild. Don't know how.
But yeah,
Don't know how this
Macklemore didn't understand.
don't
He
know
wrote
how
an
this could be
apology
allowed.
letter to
Shit.
Kendrick.
Well, this is awkward.
I do like when artists know that they've robbed somebody else and they like say it. Like when Adele broke her Grammy and gave it to Beyonce.
Yeah, but I mean I don't feel like it should be on the artist to apologize because they're not really.
That's not their fault.
it's
It's
not
your
their fault,
it's your
but-
night. It's your moment. Go.
Exactly. It's not their fault that the Academy voted for them.
Yeah, but
Unless it
you're
is-
an artist and you know that.
Yeah, to be an artist, you appreciate art as well. So, like,
for sure.
in their own mind, like, they might think, yeah, I have a masterpiece, but then they hear another artist and like, wow, that was phenomenal. Like, kudos to them.
And that was her with
They did
Lemonade.
that.
She was like, Lemonade's the best. Adele was like, Lemonade's the best album of the year. Like, what are we doing?
Because, I mean, to be an artist, you gotta,
Even though she's wrong.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry,
everybody
Beehive.
knows how I feel.
She was
about
one of the
Beyonce.
bees.
I feel
Adele's
like
a bee.
Adele is a member of the Beehive.
yeah, I feel like Beyonce's a little overrated, but
I've always thought that. I think Jay-Z's overrated, but
All right.
y'all don't like to hear that, too.
boom, hot takes.
What are we doing now?
Got hot cakes for you.
I mean, you never... When is
No,
he-
stop.
When has he ever been the guy, though? Like,
He saw that he saw that fucking
I
TikTok.
love...
Every year since '96, he's been the guy.
Bro, go ahead, send it.
I'm not talking. I don't care what
No,
the numbers
He's
are.
got a TikTok.
I don't care what the
Oh, no,
sales
I
are.
sent it to just fucking like y'all because I like fucking with Jordan about it. I'll take a shot.
I
at
don't care
Jay-Z
about. I don't
anytime.
care about what the sales are. Is the best rapper of all time, and he was the best rapper every year he dropped.
Even with Eminem, even with 50, even with
Yes.
everybody.
He's better than Eminem.
I mean,
he's better than
definitely-
50.
He's definitely.
He raps better than 50 Cent. That's not arguable.
He's
And he
still-
makes better songs than Eminem.
So maybe the hottest, maybe not, but
You could argue if you want to be like Eminem's a better rapper, like he's a better lyricist. Like, all right, I'm more willing to hear that than anybody else, really. Maybe Nas, but you have to have the whole package, and Jay-Z just always has.
Jose,
And he raps better than your favorite rapper.
Hove.
Yeah, Future's killing shit.
Future's not my favorite rapper.
Future's 40 rapping about lean.
Boom.
No,
Bro,
my
that's the life he
favorite
leads.
rapper tragically got killed.
He's got 8
R.I.P.
baby
R.I.P.
mamas.
Take, man.
That was your favorite rapper?
Take off, yeah, that was my favorite rapper.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I know you're a huge fan.
Nah, Take Off was literally my favorite rapper.
Learn something new every day.
No,
Oh, my
that was
boy.
that was sad. That's one of the more heartbreaking things.
Yeah, that shit was fucking.
Yeah, listen, yeah.
That video,
Tragic.
no, people
I'm still
should
not,
stop.
yeah, I'm still not okay.
People should not be posting videos of that type of stuff. The video of Quavo finding Takeoff is the most heartbreaking shit in the world. Him like screaming over his body for him is
Yup. Tragic. Hurts my heart.
That shit is fucking.
It's rough.
I didn't see that. I just saw one video. of
No, I
it.
saw a video. Takeoff's like 5 feet away from the person recording.
Yeah,
It was fucked up.
that's the one that I saw. That I think you showed me that. But that's the only video I saw. I only
No,
saw
not the
pictures.
one where you see Takeoff
Where he's still
laying
alive?
there.
No, he is dead already at that
I'm
point.
talking about. It's not from an angle where you see his feet first.
No, yeah.
It's the angle where you see
his
his
head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah,
shit was
It's
fucked up. Fucked up. Cruel world.
Yep.
Cruel
Oh,
fucking world. But
R.I.P. Man.
what are you gonna do?
sad. Just say it.
Hopefully, nothing more comes from this.
Well, I mean, on a positive note from it, Quavo and Offset
They got back together.
are, talking again and trying to squash all beefs because they're like family is more important.
Yeah, they
This-
stood next to each other at the funeral. Like the beef's over. Like
It should be. I mean, if that doesn't squash it,
nothing would have ever
Yeah.
ended
Yeah.
this beef. If
that
if
ends everything.
honestly.
The photo of them when they're putting the casket in the hearse or in the ground, I don't know what, but it's from that perspective, and you see them standing next to each other, and Offset's like losing it, like heartbreaking
that shit
photo.
is fucking.
Yeah, because I mean, just
It's their
like,
baby.
just-
It's their baby nephew. Like
Yeah, I mean, Offset's younger cousin, Quavo's fucking nephew, and it's like, and he was the best rapper. He was the one who started like, he was the only one according to both of them, like in interviews and shit. He was the only one that like actually wanted to be the rapper. He was like, no, we can just be rappers. We don't gotta trap and shit. We don't gotta keep doing this. Let's go be rappers. He's
Boom.
like, I know we can do it.
Did it.
And then they started doing it. And that's why Offset always said, like, who created the flow, like the Migos flow, was Takeoff. He was the youngest, but and that's why they also called him Takeoff. Because when they first started recording, they only had, like, enough money to pay for it, like, once.
It was Windows Media Player. They could only record. They
One time.
had to do it in one take. And they would always mess up and have to keep doing it. And
Takeoff would never mess up.
Just one take.
One take.
Got the flow.
They told that man, take off, and he said, okay.
He's got
Yeah,
it.
they said he came up with he came up with that. I saw that in the Ebro interview that's been resurfacing. He was like, when Takeoff found that double time, the Migos flow that everyone has copied, the da 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 da. The Takeoff came up with it, and they were like, oh, it's
a rap.
It's fucking over.
It's
now.
a rap.
We got this. Yeah,
Damn.
but
R.I.P.
because I've been listening to Migos came out. I mean, they had stuff on like Spinner, because I had Spinnerilla back then. Like that was like that was the coolest. It's damn near LimeWire, but on your phone. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was that.
But when that mixtape shit came out, I would just hear all sorts of like up and coming people that you would never hear ever. And
I mean, that's what we were
found them.
We were still Dap Piff.
And then
still
Drake
underground
fucking-
shit. You'd have to get a lot of your mixtapes off of those websites.
Always on Dat
Yeah.
Piff. Dat Piff changed music forever.
Exclusives. Yeah, they were the mixtape game. They had that shit on lock. Drop your shit on Dat Piff. You're doing something.
Yep.
Some.
And this was even like before like the SoundCloud era and shit.
Yeah, I mean, Dat Piff birthed the SoundCloud era.
Very much so. 100%.
Yes, very true, very true.
Without
But then they got
Dat
Drake on a
Piff,
song, and
skyrocketed.
trajectory was crazy.
Yeah.
They literally took the fuck off.
Who, Migos? Oh, yeah.
They're getting that Drake feature.
Seen Drake at the Versace store.
Shit went crazy.
That shit is fucking.
I thought it was a joke when I first started, to be fair.
That's
Like, I've accepted the Migos for what they are, like, going forward. But when I first heard it, I was like... I was so new, and I was like,
What? What is this?
they're being serious? And
They are.
and I heard, like, Fight Night and Hannah Montana, and I was like, oh, this is what they do. Like,
Hannah Montana. Hannah Montana.
Dab. They've changed culture. Like,
Young Rich
They
Homie.
had a lot of influence.
they had a ton of influence.
Mama said I was a born star. Came out the pussy with a spatula. One of my favorite lines ever.
You think you think they do anything with the name?
Musically wise,
With the name. We were talking about this
I hope
a few
not.
nights ago.
Well, they probably won't drop anything under Migos, but
Unless they have Takeoff versus done.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Unless they have already,
possible.
which I'm sure they do.
I mean, they record at such a clip.
I'm sure they have plenty of Takeoff verses, but
Just
if
take
they're
off
gonna
in one
do something
take,
like
probably wrapped a
that,
bunch of shit.
I wouldn't mind. But if it's just gonna be Quavo and Offset, I'd rather them kind of do their own thing, like Takeoff and Offset. Or Quavo
Unk and
were
Feel.
doing- Yeah, what they were doing. So, but
I would like. I mean,
they
Be
probably. I
interesting to
don't
see.
see either of them dropping music for a while.
yeah, they're fucked up. Like,
If they drop music, it's gonna definitely be all shit in Takeoff's memory type thing.
I was gonna say, like, how hard because they're gonna have to say something.
At some point,
How hard
because neither of them have given public statements yet or anything like that.
No, they have.
not like truly public. Like, they spoke at the funeral, but
Yeah.
that was recorded.
I mean, they both have written statements, like letters and shit.
no,
but it was-
the written one that Quavo said was just somebody wrote his speech at the funeral.
No, I'm talking what Quavo posted.
He posted one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like a 3-page,
Oh, yeah.
3-page like letter to Takeoff basically.
I did see that.
Damn.
And then Offset did something similar. I think he posted the same.
But I'm saying whatever song that gets made in memory, in dedication to Takeoff, it's gonna be the hardest shit you've ever heard in your life. Like, that shit is going to fucking go ape shit in the streets.
Real shit.
They will.
Real shit.
Like, and they probably won't put anybody else on it. It'll probably be just them two.
Yeah.
But
Should be. It should only be them two.
And produced by Metro.
Metro. Zaytoven.
Who has the more Migos songs? Probably.
I mean, Zaytoven did a lot of when they were coming up still. Like, a lot of their mixtapes and
Zaytoven.
shit.
But I'd say probably Metro, because Metro and Take's relationship was fucking.
Yeah, Metro's fucked up about this.
I mean,
Metro's had a tough year.
You know, Takeoff was his guy.
His stepfather killed his mother.
That's right.
Metro's had a tough fucking year. His album drops soon.
Still making music.
Yeah, I mean, but he did not do anything for like 6 months. Like, I mean, how can you?
I mean, I'm sure his shit was already done. It just never came out because after
Yeah,
tragedies.
he had announced his album before that happened.
And then after tragedies, kind of
Yeah,
halts
push it on
halts
pause.
the world.
Yeah. Gotta push it on pause for a little bit.
But yeah, glad to be back, everybody. This was good, nice little episode.
Good banter back and forth.
Yeah. R.I.P. Takes. Sorry we had to end it on such a
Yeah,
somber note.
we ended it sadly, and I need I don't even know what I need, honestly.
I need a burger. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now.
The House of Ale?
No, I'm down for that. But anyways, hopefully we start getting back to you guys at a more rapid clip and shit like that. And anyone have any last words before we sign off?
Superman is better than Batman.
Okay, no.
Yeah, then, like we said earlier, that opinion is just wrong.
See, it's a circle.
Full circle.
Cool fucking circle.
Nah, I got nothing.
Well, everybody love everybody.
Till next time.
Until next time.